Hey everyone, my name is Mikhail Scott, and today for my informative speech, I'm going to be shedding some light on one of America's most beloved baseball teams known as the Boston Red Sox. Being a huge Boston fan and baseball fan myself, I actually had no idea the extensive history behind how they came to be known as the Sox. Today for my visual aid, I actually have one of their hats. This happens to be my favorite hat. As you can see, it's just a simple pair of red socks. At about 1860, Boston actually did have a team of their own. They weren't part of the majors. They weren't part of the minors. They were just simply an amateur team. By 1869, the MLB, which stands for Major League Baseball, was formed in the Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Cincinnati Red Stockings were formed. Couple years later, due to lack of sales, the team wasn't doing so good. The Cincinnati Red Stockings had to close down. But in 1871, quickly hired their manager, who also brought over a majority of the team's best players at the time to play for Boston. Boston not necessarily having a name at the time, so they just brought over the nickname the Red Stockings. At about 1901, a gentleman by the name of Bam Johnson wanted to start a new Boston club of his own, along with a new Boston team. However, due to the issues of the rules, two teams from the same city cannot compete in the same league, known as the National League. So in 1901, the American League was given birth to, with this new Boston team. They didn't have a name at the time. They were just known as the Bostons. With that being said, families, headlines, news, sportscasters giving them the nickname the Boston Americans. Just throughout the years they played, they were given other nicknames such as the Boston Pilgrims, or at the time, the owner, Chris Somers, named the team nickname Boston Somerset. By 1906-1907, the Boston Americans won their first World Series in the American League. And the following year, the owner did confirm that they're going to be wearing new uniforms. They're going to be wearing white jerseys, white pants, and bright red socks. And instead of copying the name the Boston Red Stockings, they wanted to have a more modern name, just have a better feel to it. So they modernized it to the Boston Red Sox. Since then, since 1908 until the present time, they have been known as such, switching the logo out from a pair of socks to just simply the letter B, and now the gear is well known as navy blue and red. That is just a brief history on how the Boston Red Sox did get their name and logo. I had fun doing the research. I hope you guys enjoyed the speech, and I hope you all have a great day.